Computer. Perfect. Okay. Right, let's get into this. So, how to guarantee you are summer ready. Your complete spring to summer blueprint for building the body confidence and habits that last starting now. Okay. And obviously, we've got a fair few of you that have been in this program for a long time. Some of you are just starting your journey with us, but this will apply to every one of us that want to give it that bit of a push. Just let the last one in. Give it a good push, ready for us to go into summer and essentially reap the rewards of all the hard work that we put in through the winter months. And it has been a long winter. So for you, especially the ones that are kind of getting up early in the mornings while it's still dark, getting your training done, getting your shit together. For you guys in particular, as we move into spring and the clocks change and it's going to be light when we're getting up, the weather's going to be better. This is definitely where you will be rewarded for those kind of absolutely disgusting mornings when it's cold, wet, and dark outside. Wait till you feel how different it feels moving into the summer. So, let's get cracking. So, the truth nobody tells you. Summer bodies aren't made in summer, they're made right now. So, obviously, the foundation work that we put in over the winter months is very important. But essentially, to be summer ready, and when we talk about the word summer ready, what I'm talking about is going into summer feeling 100% confident and feeling good. Good energy, good positive kind of vibes going through you, and making sure that we're waking up each day excited for a new day, right? That's what being summer body ready means. So, what most people do, and this is might have been something that you've done in the past, panic in April. So usually March is when we start to notice the fitness industry start to kind of fill up a bit, shall we say? April is definitely the month where people are like, shit, it feels like we've just had January and now I've got a holiday in 6 weeks. So they end up panicking in April. They then go on some fucking crazy crash diet for 6 weeks, quit by week 3, and hate every photo in, July onwards, especially when they're on holiday. They regret not taking the opportunity to get shit done when they had the chance to. And that's not going to be us. So, what we do is we build the habit now in spring. Literally, over the course of the next few weeks, I'm going to be literally on your case daily. Okay. We need to pick up the pace. We need to get that consistency, build the momentum, and making sure that we're building these habits right now that we're going to rely on through the summer to not just go into summer feeling confident, but to actually enjoy summer as much as possible. So, we're also going to navigate social life with ease. As you know, there's loads of strategies and protocols that we use to be able to enjoy a social life and still feel like you're moving forward, still feel like you're progressing and getting results that you deserve. We're going to adapt to the warmer weather. There's a lot more positives than negatives when it comes to the weather being a bit warmer. Although we are British, so we're going to bitch when it's cold and we're going to bitch just as much when we're hot, sweaty, and flustered, right? But I know which I'd prefer. And we're going to arrive at summer confident. That is what we're going to do. So, as you know, mindset first, everything else will simply follow. All right. That's why we go so deep into the psychological part of this, the mindset, the mental health, even the self care, I suppose, comes under that bracket. So, as you know, we want to ditch that all or nothing bullshittery. Okay. Giving 40% on a hard day is your 100%, as you know. And one missed workout doesn't wreck your summer. Consistency beats perfection every single time. So, ladies, give me a bit of a pulse check in the comments. Who of you that are watching right now in the past, before you joined the program, you might still do a bit now, but you get shouted at if you do. Who's always looked for that perfection? Whenever they've started a diet or a fitness regime or any type of program, they've gone into it fully expecting it to be perfect and then getting absolutely fucking like frustrated as hell when it, of course, ends up not to be perfect. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can all be guilty of it, can't we? But as we know, if we look for all or nothing, eventually it will 100% be nothing. All right? Nothing's perfect. No one's perfect. It just doesn't exist. Okay? We're going to stop waiting for Monday. That's a big thing as well. And again, that kind of goes into the all or nothing shitty mindset that we can get stuck in where maybe it gets to Wednesday, for instance, and the week's just not started ideally. You might have skipped a workout. You might have gone over on calories. You might have had a bottle of wine, which you didn't anticipate. And then we start telling ourselves that ridiculous story like, oh, this week's just going to be shit. I'll just carry on as I am and I'll start again Monday. What a crazy thing to do. The next best time to start was yesterday. All right. The best time is now. All right. If we ever have a day like that, it's your ability and speed of the bounce back that will really matter. Doesn't even matter what's happened to make you feel like you've been off track or what decision you've made that you've not really proud of yourself for. Doesn't matter. It's bounce back ability, but also the speed of that bounce back. An identity over outcome. Okay. So let's not aim to just simply, look good. Decide you are someone that shows up for themselves because the body will follow the belief. If you continuously adopt the identity of someone who just does shit and gets shit done and actually follows through with it, you do not have to worry about the aesthetic part of a transformation. From the continuously good decisions that you make for yourself, the amount of times that you show up when you didn't want to, and things that you did when you didn't want to do them, it will all pay back. That is one thing I can guarantee. So I know a lot of you are, you're going to be absolutely sick to the back teeth of me talking about this 40% rule, but it's important. It's so important that you fully grasp the fact that, life is messy. Kids are going to get sick. Meetings are going to run over. People are going to piss you off. You're going to be exhausted. And this rule does not give you permission just to give up because you've got a lot. It gives you the permission to still show up and to be okay with the fact that it's not perfect because something will always be nothing. All right. And again, a phrase that I say all the time just there, you only truly fail if you quit. The only truly way you can fail in anything is if you decide to quit on it and you don't decide to work on it and you just think, oh, fuck it. It's not worth it. Okay. In those situations, you need to figure out, is it worth it or not? And we're talking about your future health and happiness. What could be more important? What could be more worth it, right? I hope you agree. So, nutrition hacks, no diet required. These are the ones that if you stick to and adhere to, you'd be very surprised at how simplified this can make it and the impact it can have. Okay, so number one, protein first, always. All right. Hit 30 grams plus at breakfast. It kills hunger, protects muscle, and stops those 3 p.m. biscuit raids. I'm still seeing people who are grabbing kind of like breakfast bars and maybe having a bit of porridge. I mean, there's nothing wrong with porridge, but it's the protein that does the business, and we want that in as quickly as possible. Because whilst you're asleep, it is our most anabolic time where your muscles repair, our muscle cells kind of regenerate through the protein that we've ate that day. But when we wake up, that is when our muscles are going to be the most depleted. Okay, so that hit of protein into the muscles and into the system straight away is very, very beneficial if you're looking to get leaner and obviously want to become stronger. So, number two, hydration equals energy. Again, I mean, to be fair, hydration is one of the things that I actually struggle on. I'm very hit and miss with it, but I know the difference when I'm making a conscious decision to drink my water each day. Energy. muscle connectivity. So if you think about it, our body is mainly water, okay? And our like nervous system, our central nervous system, and how our body actually works is literally through a load of cables, load of nerves. It's like an electrical system. Water conducts electricity, right? So when we're dehydrated, our muscle connectivity isn't as good. Our strength can decrease by 30%. Our energy decreases. Yeah. And all because we're just not drinking enough water. So drink your bloody water. Right. Also on here, add electrolytes on training days. So electrolytes, there's a bit of a thing out at the minute where people are kind of um, dispelling it, how important it actually is and the effects. In my opinion, it can't hurt to get a few extra salts and vitamins and minerals into your water. Okay. Right, number three, seasonal eating. This is one thing I do actually genuinely look forward to in the spring slash summer, is the fact that it's naturally easier to eat lighter, fresher types of foods, right? Salads, poke bowls, having a really kind of nutritious protein smoothie for your breakfast or as a snack. All of these become a lot easier to get down us when obviously the weather's better and it's a bit warmer, right? So it's definitely something I look forward to each year and should make dieting so much easier. Okay. Like sometimes through the summer, all I'll do is very similar to what I'll do now, where I'll cook some proteins up. So I'll cook some chicken breasts, maybe some turkey steaks, some boiled eggs, whatever it is, something that I can kind of store in the fridge and just have maybe two or three big Tupperwares full of cooked proteins. And then in the summer, it's literally a case of bagged salads, isn't it? A few peppers. You could make like chop up a load of peppers, onions, asparagus, beans, lentils, and it's literally just grabbing a handful of leaves, handful of the other shit, and a bit of protein on top. That's how easy it can be through the summer. Right, alcohol strategy. In fact, put your hands up if you're a pisshead. And I know you guys, I know who are the pissheads and who aren't. So if you're not honest about it, I'll just call you out. I knew you were going to pop up, Jill. You absolute nerd. Yeah, Jill's teetotal, and she just, you know what Jill's like, and I can see her face already as I'm gonna say this. Jill's like a vegan, but with alcohol. You know where you can't get into a conversation without them telling you that they're a vegan. Jill's always rubbing it in my face how much she's a teetotaler. Um, Carrie, I'm not, but we'll be Thursday onwards. Jen sometimes. Kelly, yeah, Kelly's a pisshead. Michelle, don't drink either. Don't drink any alcohol. Get the questions. Why don't you with him? Sophie, if I had 8 kids, I'd be constantly walking around with a bottle with a one of them brown paper bags around it. Me neither. Yeah, it's like halfy, isn't it? Anyway, right, 80-20 rule. This is probably Kelly still rocked up to my. Oh yeah. Listen to this. Kelly showed up to her PT session the other day. Um, and she'd been out and only got in at 3 in the morning. What time did we train? 6. Yeah, she got in at 3 and turned up for a PT session at 6, smelling like a fucking sambuca. Right, 80-20 rule. This is pretty much how I adopt my diet. 80% whole foods, 80% good, 20% life. All right. And that doesn't mean you have to cram in that 20. If your diet's going really well, you're feeling good, you're building a bit of momentum behind it. Don't think, well, fucking hell, I've had 20% of my food. Still got 20% of my calories left. Better have some cake to get that 20% in. Doesn't work like that, but it gives you a bit of freedom, a bit of flexibility, and a bit of movement. And again, trying to stay away from that all or nothing bullshittery. Respect. No, it's not respect. It's terrible behavior. So yeah, If you think about it, 18 meals nailed per week means three flexible ones won't derail anything. And I think we spoke about this on a seminar not so long back where I mentioned the fact that over the year, you're going to do something like 218 workouts on average. Well, yeah, about 180 to 220, depending on if you're in three or four a week. If you're going to do that, like whenever you have to skip a workout or you've skipped it and you're giving yourself a hard time for it, put it into perspective. If you skip a workout, if you skip two workouts in a month, yeah, over the year, it's nothing. It's only something if you make it. All right. Same as with calories. If you go over your calories by 300 calories in the day, most people would have a bit of a meltdown about that. But the fact is, it takes 3,500 calories to put 1 pound of body fat on. You're in a calorie deficit of 500 already, so you still burnt body fat that day. You just got to put it into perspective at times and follow these rules like the 40% rule and the 80/20 rule on your diet. And number three, prep once, eat thrice. Cook, like I mentioned before, cook a big batch of protein on a Sunday. Chicken, turkey, salmon, and literally just pair it with whatever's in your fridge. If you've done a food shop and you've got plenty of good fresh salads, you've got, some microwave rice, some of them boiling thing, potatoes, like make it as easy as you need for yourself. Okay? With fueling the results, not trying to be a fucking Michelin star chef. So, training hacks through the summer. And again, this is what we're trying to cover here. 3 sessions beats 0 sessions. So you don't need 6 days in the gym. 3 focus sessions of 45 minutes, really pushing yourself will get you there. It's always going to be frequency over duration. And I'm trialing a new plan for myself starting this week, where basically I'm spending less days in the gym, but the intensity has gone up quite significantly. And no shit, I cannot move today. And what I've ended up doing is, have you ever heard the phrase swallowing the frog? Has anyone heard that? Have you heard the phrase swallowing the frog? And if you have, what does it mean? Make sure you girls keep awake tonight. I know what you like. No, no. Right, Jen, if you have, explain it. Swallowing the frog. I should do a seminar. I could do a seminar just on this, because it's quite interesting. Interesting and very helpful in aspects. Eat the frog first, as it's horrible. Yeah. Would you like to borrow Darren? He's going, yeah, I do need someone to cart me around. So, swallowing the frog, like Jen said there, it's fucking horrible, isn't it? If you had to swallow it, you just fucking get it done first and get it out of the way, right? And that's the kind of emphasis. So, in my training, I hate training legs and I hate training abs. But by the time my 40th birthday comes this year, I want abs popping out and I also want thicker legs. So unfortunately, the fact that I hate training them has got to be pushed to the side. If I want bigger legs and better abs, I'm gonna have to train the fuck out of them, and I'm gonna have to extra train them because I've been such a fanny with them over the years, and I've only got myself to blame for that. But anyway, I've got to catch up, and so by swallowing the frog, the new program that I put together, and I'm getting away from the subject there, but basically, every time I go to the gym, I pick a really heavy leg exercise or a big compound one like deadlifts, squats, leg press, extensions, whatever it is. And I do 5 sets as heavy as I can on 20 reps, 15, 12, 10, 10, 8. So it's high volume, but I do that every time I train now. And at the end of the session, I do abs because you should always do them at the end anyway if you're going to do them anyway. But yeah, every session now, the most difficult one is always going to be the leg exercise. So I do that immediately as soon as I get in the gym. Quick warm up, I go and bash out and it's done. And because I'm doing that each day, I don't have to do a full session of it. I don't have to look in my diary and think, oh, I've got legs and abs today. Like, fuck off. Can we do this tomorrow? I want to hurt like a. Yes. Well, Jen's on the call. Jen, is that all right with you? Or you can pick. I'll show you the workouts and you can pick. I did day 2 today, and if I sneeze again, I'm just giving up. I'm just gonna quit because it feels like someone's gonna burst out my stomach. So painful. Anyway, why am I bitching about you girls? You don't give a shit. You're probably half made up. Um, so strength training, your shape. Remember, cardio burns calories, weights build the shape. So if you want to look toned and confident in the summer clothes, we need to be lifting hard. Okay, intensity, intensity, intensity. If you finish a set, and this is what I want you to think now, moving into spring. If you finish a set and think I could have done another 5 or 6 of them, it's too light. Okay, it needs to burn like a bitch, and you need to think, if I had to, I probably still couldn't do another 2 or 3 of them. All right, keep that in mind, and use the season. So, I've been quite, I think I've been quite patient and understanding with the fact that over the winter months, it's difficult to get out and get your steps done. Not even so much the weather. I mean, wear more clothing and wear waterproof shit. It's more the lack of daylight hours, isn't it, really? But now, or very soon, you're going to have no excuse of that. Get yourselves outside, walk more. The extra neat. Oh, right, here you go. Here's a question. What does neat stand for? Who's going to be the first one to answer that? And some of you better answer that because I've gone over it a billion times. For you OGs that have been here for a while, you better be able to answer that. What does neat stand for? In fact, who can I call out? Where's my little chat box gone all the time? In fact, Kelly, you should be able to answer this. Who's just got on the Google with that? Fine. I'm doing heavy squats tonight after this. Definitely need to work on abs. Honestly, Jen, it's so painful. I can't even touch them. Yeah, non-exercise activity, nearly there, Leanne. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Okay, so how many calories essentially we burn just from moving about? Not even in particular walking, but just moving, right? So park further away, take the stairs. Let's all stop being such lazy fuckers and get those serious steps in, right? So I want you to protect your sessions because obviously through the summer, especially, we're going to be doing more stuff, which is great. Socially, doing stuff for the kids, the weekend, whatever it is. Protect those sessions. Our training sessions are the catalysts for more positive decisions. When we're training hard and we're training regularly, we're more likely to eat better. We're more likely to be more active. We're more likely to be generally happier, making better decisions, making decisions logically and not based on an emotional way. So protect these sessions. Schedule it in like a meeting. Your workout should get a slot in the diary, non-negotiable. Because if you keep, if you move it once or you cancel it once, you'll do it again. So protect those sessions, ladies. And again, I spoke briefly about this. Progressive overload equals results. Do more this week than last week. One more rep, a little more on weight bar. That's how our body changes. Okay. So remember this. Our muscles do not know how much weight is on the bar. It doesn't know reps. It doesn't know numbers. It knows progressive overload. It knows stress. So don't be scared to pull some weird faces. Don't be scared to drill out that rep and and ultimately maybe even not even be able to get the last rep out. Go for it. I'm telling you now, the harder you train, the easier all of this becomes. I'm telling you, absolute truth. The easier you diet, the easier you show up for yourself, the easier results come. It honestly all trickles down from how hard you push yourself in your workouts. And that pushing yourself in your workout is completely relative to you. I don't want you comparing what other people are doing, how much they're lifting, how many reps are doing, what they're doing in the workout. It's all relative to how you feel when you finish that training session, that you can think to yourself, I fucking worked hard that. I worked hard. The endorphins are flooded through my body. Massive dopamine hit. I'm proud of myself. Like, what do you think that's going to do for further choices and decisions that day? You're not going to fucking kill yourself in the gym or do your home workout, slog it out, get a right sweaty ass on you, and then order a takeaway or go to Mackey's, are you? Social events, enjoy them, don't sabotage them. All right. So before the event, eat a high protein meal before you go. Don't arrive starving. Don't go anywhere when you're starving. Don't go food shopping when you're starving. Don't go on a fucking road trip when you're starving. Don't leave the house starving. It's a bad choice. All right. That is when bad decisions happen. And also decide in advance what you'll drink. I know that can be a bit of a difficult one because once you've had a few drinks, it can all spiral out of control. I might be just talking about myself, but keep a lid on it at least. Okay. And during the event, hit the protein options first. Drink water between every alcoholic drink. I mean, that's always a good decision anyway. And enjoy yourself. Stress is worse than the food, and that's true. That is true. And after the event, go to bed. Don't go for that fucking kebab. But honestly, get back on track next meal. Not Monday. One night doesn't undo weeks of work. Move your body the next day, even when a walk counts. And this is a big one, right? It's very rarely the actual event. It's very rarely the actual meal out or the drinks. It's the day after. And sometimes the day after that. And, we're really trying to fucking milk a hangover when all we need to do is wake up, have a healthy breakfast, shower, get out, have a walk. Most of the time, we can fucking battle a hangover, can't we? We can really minimize it. So, like we mentioned before, the season is changing and we need to use it as our advantage. So, the first one, more daylight equals more energy. Yeah. Very simple, right? Your body clock's resetting. Use the extra light to train in the mornings, go for walks in the evening. It's like a free energy upgrade. I mean, this one here, this is what we're looking forward to, right? Fresh food, like we mentioned, easier nutrition. Summer produce everywhere, salads, berries, lean proteins on the grill, get the barbie out. The season almost does half the nutrition for us, right? You just got to lean into it and enjoy it. Warmer weather equals, again, more activity. We're naturally going to move a bit more through spring, right? Walk into the coffee shops, going out for nice, wholesome walks with the family at the weekend. Taking a lunchtime stroll is a big one for a lot of people who work in offices. And it all adds up to your daily calorie burn without stepping foot in the gym. This is just extra, right? And the big one, which I suppose all of these kind of combine into, is mood lifts. When we're in a better mood, we make better choices. Vitamin D and sunlight genuinely improve mood and motivation. So we need to use this natural mood boost to cement your habits, why you feel good, and stack some serious fucking wins. Like, how apparent is it and how obvious is it how much better people are feeling when the sun's out? When you're walking around the town or you're through a park, everyone's smiling, everyone's laughing. Like, Jesus, it feels like we've been in a fucking shipping container for the last 4 months. So, spring to summer blueprint. You don't need to worry too much about this because I'm going to be implementing them through the timetable in the tribe, but also through your programs. So, March and April, so this month, what we're going to be looking at doing is locking in bare minimum 3 hard training sessions a week. Dialing in the protein. If you haven't already, start tracking properly. Listen, ladies, If you want to be in serious shape in the summer, which every single one on this call and everyone in this program can do, you have to track to some degree. All right. That is the protocol. If you're not going to track, you need to prep. Excuse me. Oh, my fucking apps. You're going to have to prep and calculate your calories through your prep. Okay. So if you don't want to kind of track each meal, if that's too much for you to do, shouldn't be, but I do get it. If it isn't, then you need to track whilst you're prepping, and then it's all done pre ahead of time, right? In May, this is when we start building momentum, right? Increasing our training intensity progressively. We're going to make sure that we're mastering that social event strategy. So if we are going out the weekend for a drink, if we are going out for a few drinks with our mates, whatever it is, we're dialing it in. We're keeping it controlled. We'll be assessing what's working and adjust that according to calories and your training sessions. And energy should be rising, so we're going to fucking lean into it. So by June, we've built the habits. Just got to kind of rely and trust on them. We're being flexible enough to enjoy the season, which is great. We're confident in what we built, so we're happy with the results that we've kind of achieved up to that point. And we're essentially summer ready. Most of all, we're proud of ourselves. All right. We're going into summer knowing that we've worked hard to feel like this. We've worked hard to look like this. And isn't it nice to actually be able to just still enjoy our lifestyle and enjoy the results that we've got without feeling restricted? Yeah. We've just had a lady join the program today, and her coaches that she was working with before she joined here, honestly, fucking, I've got half a mind to message them actually, tell them how much of a dickhead they are. But anyway, at one stage they had her on 600 calories a day, and not only that, they had her on diuretic pills, so obviously things to secrete water from your body. Like, this is just to get a before and after picture before they fucked her off, but 600 calories a day, absolutely miserable existence. We're not doing that. So, body confidence is built, not found. All right, listening on this. Confidence comes from doing, not from reaching a goal weight. There's a big mistake people make. Like, oh, when I reach this weight or when I get to 10 stone, when I do this, I'll be happy. No, doesn't work like that. You'll be very disappointed because that doesn't happen. It comes from doing. The fact that you show up for yourself, the fact that you get shit done, and the fact that you're doing something difficult every single day, pretty much, that's where your confidence comes from. Every workout you show up for, every meal that you fucking nail, it builds that belief around yourself. And like I said before, the aesthetic part, the body changing, the results physically, they will just happen as a byproduct if you nail this bit. You don't need to be perfect by June. You just need to be consistently better than when you were in March. Okay? Because progress compounds. There's a good few of you on this call now that can absolutely um what was I going to say then? They can really back me up on that. Little bits of better over a prolonged amount of time creates a massive compound effect. Like it says here, 1% better every day is unrecognizable by summer. Have a little think how that's going to feel, because all of us are undoubtedly going to see someone or see people or go to events or maybe family barbecues, whatever it is. Some of us are going to have this situation put on us this summer. How good will it feel? Not that we do this for this, but again, let's just imagine it. How good's it going to feel turning up to these events and people going like that? You look great. What have you been doing? How did you do that? Or actually, probably, oh, someone's been on the jabs, but we haven't. We've just been fucking working on doing it the right way. How you feel matters more than how you look. That is majorly true. Does everyone agree with that? How you feel matters more than how you look. So our energy, our sleep, our mood, our levels of strength, These are the real markers. When these improve, how you see yourself in the mirror follows naturally. I know people that are fucking shredded to death, like absolute athletes that nitpick parts of their body, that constantly battle with themselves in their head about, I want to change this, I want to do that, I want to build this. I'm like, fuck me. They don't feel good within that body. Yeah, it's true. 100%. So here is the question. You know, the two questions I like to ask. Can you do this? That's not up for discussion, is it? Of course you fucking can. The question is, will you do this? Are you gonna go into summer this year and fucking own it and realize that all the hard work that you put in through the winter, all the hard work that you put in from this point now, from today, you look back and think, I'm fucking so glad I put my foot to the gas there. Because there's so many of you in different kind of levels and different, I suppose, parts of your journey. You know, we've got people that have been here a couple of weeks. Some of you have been here a couple of years. Still not managed to get rid of you. Well, everyone, undeniably, can't even say that. You can't deny that there's not room for improvement, right? And that is the beauty of a transformation and the beauty of a fitness journey is there's always something we can improve. It's important that we don't take for granted what we have achieved up to this date and we give ourselves the credit and we celebrate the wins, but also the fact that we've got the opportunity to make things even better. So you've got the blueprint, the strategies. We know how we're going to eat. We know that we need to train hard. We know how to handle social events, and we know how to use the season. And that's what I mentioned here. Nothing worth having comes easy, but you've never been afraid of a bit of hard work, have we? And that's what it comes down to. How much are you willing to work at it? Because whatever you put into this, ladies, like getting in shape is one of the most honest things that you can do. Because whatever you put into this, you will get back in return tenfold. All right? That's not even up for discussion. We know that to be the case. So don't half arse it. Give it everything you've possibly got. Because I guarantee you, you will thank yourself for the hard work that you put in and the commitment and the investment at some stage down the line, if not already. So, ladies, from that now, what was the major thing that you picked up on, or the thing that you thought, yeah, I need to do more of that, or I'm gonna try this, or I'm looking forward to this? What's the one thing that kind of struck out to you this evening? Stuff. Oh, I'm not even kidding. It's really bad. Ah, what if it's worse tomorrow? Oh, I'm enjoying the workout though. To be fair, the first one, like I'm usually in and out the gym like 40 minutes, bump, bump, gone. But I knew I wasn't training hard enough. Not in The intensity wasn't there. The first workout on Monday took me 1 hour, 40 minutes to get through. It even hurt to laugh at the fuck. Yeah, it was brutal, but I really enjoyed it. Right, what are we saying? Yes, we're on it. Ready, so 100% Joe, yeah. Less reps, more intensity. Yes, intensity is so fucking important. Jen, start with protein. Yeah, I've just started doing that. I've been using Ready Break and a protein scoop. I don't use light breakfast like that, but it's quick. Get it in. Okay, start from the bottom. By some, I'll be proud of taking these steps. Yes, 100%, mate. Also, thank that for it. Kelly, summer foods and light nights, tracking. I think hydration will get easier with the warm. Yeah, yeah, hydration. Yeah, that's a good point. 100%. Slow progress is better than no progress. Slow progress is the only way, Eleanor. It's the only sustainable way. If you make progress that is too fast for your body, it'll fight back at some degree. Wait till all the people on the fucking fat jabs find out that. They are a group of people that are in for a fucking right shock. Um, but yeah, it's a good time of year. All right. We just want to start getting our head in the right place, start getting super focused, um, and just fucking give it everything. March, this month, ladies, I do want 100% effort from everyone. Give it all that you've got, push hard, work out fucking hard as you can. Be mindful of everything we're intaking, everything we're putting in our mouths. Think about it. Hydrate, get that energy up, get to fucking bed on time. Say no to things that don't serve you, no to things that you haven't got time for or you don't want to do. Yeah? Be strong. Be strong. Let's get the shit done. Right, ladies, what time are we on? 8:15. 8:15. Right. Saying that, get off your phones and get to fucking bed. Um, Ladies, thank you so much for joining. Really good number tonight, much better. Um, and I will be in the office most of tomorrow. So if you need me, you want a quick chat, anything particular you want from me, just let me know. But yeah, awesome. Ladies, thank you very much. Stop that share. Sound. Right. I'm gonna go to bed myself, up at fucking half 4 tomorrow because Kelly's a div. But anyway, have a good evening. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.